What if I told you there are two premium pickleball backpacks in the $175 to $225 range that approach storage very differently? One gives you what you need without the extras. The other is basically an organizational masterclass with 18 separate compartments and doubles as your everyday carry. I'm here with the FORWRD Court Ranger and ADV Flex backpack, two of the most talked about compact pickleball bags on the market right now. The Ranger's been a solid option for months at $175, delivering premium materials at a price point that undercuts most high-end options. The Flex just launched at $225, packing in way more organizational features than you'd expect in a compact bag. Now, before we dive in, let's address the elephant in the room. The market is littered with pickleball bags. Most of them come from paddle companies who, let's be honest, aren't really in the business of building bags that'll last you years. Some, not all, find a generic bag on Alibaba, slap their logo on it, and call it a day. And yes, those bags typically run $75 to $125 plus, so seeing prices like $175 or $225 can sting at first glance. But here's what you need to understand. Both of these bags are built by companies that actually specialize in bag design and construction. That's what they wake up every day obsessed on, making the best pickleball bag. We're talking premium materials, quality hardware like YKK zippers, thoughtful design features, and warranties that back up their durability claims. Lifetime warranty on the Ranger, 10 years on the Flex. These aren't bags that'll fall apart after a season or two. These are bags engineered to be the last bag you buy for pickleball for years. The price difference reflects actual material quality and construction standards, not just inflated marketing BS. Full disclosure, both brands sent me these bags. I did not pay for them, but no money changed hands, and I'm not obligated to create content for them. I'm genuinely excited about both of these bags, and I want to share my honest impressions after time with both of them, both on and off the court, and to and from the office. If you decide one of these is for you, you can use code NPB to take a little off at checkout. Now, I'll be upfront. I've been using the ADV Pickleball Backpack V2 as my main bag for a while now. But it's a 30-liter beast that's a little too much bag when I'm heading to the office or want something more compact for local and light travel. That's what drew me to test both of these bags in the first place. The Ranger has been my go-to when I needed a lighter option, heading to the office, a lunchtime game, or days when I'm not hauling around a full paddle arsenal. I tend to carry at minimum 8 paddles with me everywhere I go. It's a habit. Maybe it's a problem. I can't help it. Anyway, the Ranger has been convenient and reliable for that purpose. Both of these bags are designed for players who want premium quality without the bulk of a massive tournament bag. And honestly, both work just as well as everyday carry bags that happen to be excellent for pickleball. Even if you don't play, either would be a solid choice for office use and hitting the gym after work. I'm going to break this down by construction quality, capacity, organization, protection features, and how they perform in daily use, so you can decide which design philosophy fits your lifestyle better. The central question isn't whether these are good bags. They absolutely are. The real question is which approach works better for you, and the differences matter more than the similarities. Both bags come out swinging with premium construction that puts every budget option to shame. So let's talk about what you're actually getting for the money. The FORWRD Court Ranger uses 600D by 900D ripstop polyester with a TPU coating. To put that in perspective, the denier rating measures fabric density. 600 by 900 denier is the kind of heavy-duty material you'd find in high-end hiking backpacks or military gear. It's dense, abrasion-resistant fabric that shrugs off scuffs in water. The TPU coating adds a waterproof layer similar to what you'd expect on typical outdoor gear. The base gets extra protection with TPU-coated nylon, essentially creating a reinforced boot that won't show wear even after months of setting it down on rough court surfaces. All zippers are YKK. These are the kind of zippers you'd find on Arc'teryx hiking backpack. Translation, they don't jam and they don't quit. The shoulder straps use premium nylon webbing, the kind that won't stretch or fray over time, and the back panel features breathable spacer mesh to keep you comfortable during those long carries on those warmer days. FORWRD even constructs the bag with 9 stitches per inch for exceptional seam strength. That's nearly double what you'd find on cheaper bags. And that confidence shows in the warranty, lifetime coverage against manufacturing defects. The ADV Flex takes a similar approach with different materials. The shell is military-grade Codra nylon. This is a lightweight but weatherproof fabric originally developed for tactical and military applications. It's durable, lightweight, and built to take a beating, similar to what you'd find on high-end travel backpacks from brands like Air or Evergoods. The base is structured and waterproof so the bag stands upright on its own while protecting your gear from wet surfaces. YKK zippers throughout, reinforced handles, and those cushioned spandex-lined shoulder straps that ADV adjusts for different body types. The warranty here is 10 years, which is still exceptional, but not quite the lifetime commitment FORWRD offers. Here's something worth noting about the construction. The Flex features dual-layer construction throughout the entire bag. There's not a single section that doesn't have at least 2 layers of material protecting your gear. The Ranger, while extremely durable, uses primarily single-layer construction in most areas. That extra layer in the Flex adds protection and structure, though it does contribute slightly to the weight difference between the bags. Side by side, you can immediately tell both bags are built to last. The Ranger's fabric has a slightly thicker, more textured hand feel. You immediately sense the weight and durability. The Flex feels more refined and technical, with a smoother, more polished finish. Neither bag feels like it will let you down after heavy use. So the build quality sets the tone, but how do these materials actually affect the way the bags carry day to day? Let's break down size, weight, and capacity. The Court Ranger measures 19 inches tall by 12 inches wide and 7 inches deep with a fixed 25-liter capacity. Empty weight is 2.9 pounds. That's a mid-sized backpack, compact enough for daily use but spacious enough for all of your gear. Some users note it feels a bit heavy for its size, which is the trade-off for that thick, durable fabric. The structured base lets it stand upright on its own, which is a clutch for easy packing and unpacking. The ADV Flex comes in at 18 inches tall by 12 inches wide and 7.5 inches deep with a 27-liter base capacity. But here's the kicker. It expands to 32 liters when you deploy the gear canopy. Empty weight is 3.1 pounds, just slightly heavier than the Ranger. It's also designed to stand upright, and it's TSA carry-on compliant, which tells you it's still a compact form factor despite all of the features packed inside. In practice, both bags feel very similar on your back. The Ranger's slightly lighter weight is a point in its favor, but the Flex counters with noticeably softer, more comfortable shoulder straps. The padding is plusher and the material feels better against your body. The Flex's expandable capacity is a genuine advantage if you regularly carry shoes, bulky layers, or a helmet. You get space on demand without the bag being permanently oversized. The Ranger keeps things simpler with a fixed volume, which some players may prefer because it forces you to pack efficiently. These are both compact, daily carry bags rather than massive tournament haulers. The Flex offers more flexibility with that expandable section, while the Ranger keeps a more consistent profile. Neither bag will overwhelm you with size, and both fit the bill for court, to work, to home, to everyday use. So now that we know what they're made of and how they carry, let's talk about what they actually hold, starting with the most important thing, your paddles. Both bags handle paddle storage well, but with different approaches that reveal their design priorities. The Court Ranger features an internal padded sleeve designed to hold 2 paddles securely. The padding protects your paddles from scratches and impacts. On the exterior front, there's an integrated paddle sleeve, essentially a quick access slot where you can slide a paddle in for between game storage. So officially you can carry 3 paddles, 2 protected inside, 1 readily accessible on the front. For ball storage, there's a mesh pocket built into the interior that fits about 3 balls. If you pack nothing else, you can easily fit 6 to 8 paddles inside the bag. The ADV Flex takes paddle protection a step further with a padded thermal line sleeve in the paddle compartment. The thermal lining guards against heat exposure, which is important for paddle surface and core integrity and performance. This section holds 2 paddles securely. The front features a magnetic quick access sleeve for a 3rd paddle. The Flex has dual side pockets that each hold 3 loose pickleballs or a water bottle or anything else you might be carrying around, giving you more capacity than the Ranger. There's also 2 places for balls inside the bag's main compartment. Now, those are the official numbers for paddle storage, but in real-world use, I've comfortably fit 6 paddles. Maybe you could stretch it to 8 in the Ranger. It might be tight. But you can fit 8 paddles plus a laptop in the Flex. If you're like me and tend to carry a small arsenal, both bags can handle more than advertised. You just need to be strategic about how you pack everything else. The Flex wins on paddle protection with that thermal lining, plus the magnetic front access, and build is tighter than the Ranger's open slot. But both bags ultimately carry plenty of paddles comfortably. Paddle storage is one thing, but where you put everything else is where these bags really diverge. So let's talk organization. The Court Ranger keeps things streamlined and simple. The ADV Flex goes full organizational overload. The Ranger uses a drop-top panel design. The main compartment opens from the top so you can see everything at a glance. Instead of digging down into a traditional top-loading bag, you drop the top panel and everything's laid out. Inside, you've got those padded paddle sleeves, the mesh ball pocket, and a mix of internal pockets for smaller items. Some customer reviews report easily fitting paddles, balls, a towel, extra clothing, grip tape, wristbands, small first aid items, and accessories, and more. There's an external side pocket large enough to fit a 64-ounce water bottle. The top has a small zippered pocket, perfect for a phone or sunglasses. The Ranger also features dual metal fence hooks built into the shoulder straps, keeping it off the ground and easy to access. It's efficient storage with everything you need and nothing you don't. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 for organization. The Flex uses a front-loading compartment design. The main section opens from the front panel for full access. This bag claims 18 separate compartments, and it's not exaggerating. That's a 5 for organization. You've got the padded thermal-lined paddle sleeves we've already covered. There's an expandable gear canopy that flexes out to hold shoes, jackets, or a helmet. A dedicated paddle laptop sleeve fits up to 16-inch laptops with a waterproof zipper and protective false bottom. Multiple speed pockets give you quick access to items like grips, snacks, phone, or keys. A hidden back panel pocket for valuables sits positioned against your back for security. There's a clear zippered sleeve specifically for toiletries or wet items like sunscreen. Dual side pockets for balls, each holds up to 3. 2 expandable external water bottle pockets. External utility loops for hanging a towel or bag tag. A single fence hook on the back. And a luggage pass-through strap so you can slide it over a rolling suitcase. So the organizational philosophy difference is stark. The Ranger gives you simple, efficient, no-nonsense storage. The Flex gives you a place for literally everything you might carry in a day, whether that's tech, toiletries, or extra gear. For to and from the court use, the Ranger's simplicity might actually be an advantage. Fewer pockets means less decisive fatigue. For the player who goes from work to play to dinner, the Flex's compartmentalization just works. One thing I wish both bags had: a dedicated hidden place for something small like an AirTag. Now, where I see a major fork in the road between these two bags, it really comes down to whether you need your pickleball bag to do double duty. The Ranger has no dedicated shoe compartment. You're putting shoes in the main section or buying a separate shoe bag. You can slide a pair into the front pouch, yes, but it's a little clunky, and that will dirty the bag pretty quickly. That's a 2 out of 5 for shoe storage. It's functional if you plan ahead and maybe use a shoe bag insert, but it's not built into the design. For laptop protection, the Ranger gets a 2 out of 5 for tech storage. You can fit a laptop in the internal paddle sleeve and it works in a pinch, but there's no dedicated padding and crucially no false bottom. That means there's just thin material between your laptop and whatever surface you set the bag down on. If you're carrying expensive electronics regularly, that lack of protection is a real concern. The Flex takes a completely different approach. The expandable canopy is literally designed for shoes or bulky clothing. That's a 5 for shoe storage. When you need to carry court shoes, you can expand the section, toss them in, and you're done. When you don't need the space, it stays compact. Tuck it away. No separate shoe bag required. No cramming them into the main compartment with your clothes. For tech protection, the Flex earns a 5 for laptop storage. The dedicated paddle sleeve fits up to 16-inch laptops with a waterproof zipper and that protective false bottom. When you set your bag down on concrete, a parking lot, wherever, your laptop has real protection. It's not sitting directly on thin material with the ground underneath. The false bottom creates a cushioned barrier that absorbs impact, so you're not risking damage to an expensive laptop every time you set the bag down. And this is really where the Flex earns that extra $50 price tag. If you're someone who goes office to play or travels with work gear and pickleball gear, the Flex eliminates the need for multiple bags. Beyond storage, both bags have smart features for making life easier on the court, so let's look at how they perform in daily use. The Ranger's drop-top panel design makes it easy to use. You can find what you need faster without digging around. The integrated front paddle sleeve gives you that quick grab access without fully opening the bag, and those dual metal fence hooks attached to the shoulder straps are FORWRD's signature feature across the line. The hooks are robust, heavy-duty, easy to use, and let you hang the bag securely on chain link fences. The bag also stands upright on its structured base, giving you more flexibility for how you access the gear. Solid 4.5 for daily use. The Flex adds that magnetic paddle sleeve, multiple speed pockets on top, and a luggage pass-through strap for travel, also a 4.5 out of 5. just with different strengths. It has a single fence hook attached to the back of the bag itself and stands upright thanks to that structured waterproof base. The single hook setup is simpler and keeps the shoulder strap area cleaner. The magnetic paddle sleeve on the front is smoother, secure, and faster. Those speed pockets scattered around the bag mean you can grab frequently used items without opening the main compartment. Think phones, wallet, and keys. Both bags standing upright on their own makes packing and access dramatically easier. The Ranger's drop-top panel wins for visibility, while the Flex's magnetic sleeve and speed pockets win for grab-and-go convenience. So how do these design choices translate to travel and aesthetics? That's where their personalities really show. Both are compact enough for daily carry, but the Ranger focuses on being an excellent pickleball bag that can work for other purposes. The Ranger does its job well, 4 out of 5 for travel. It's compact, durable, stands on its own, and doesn't look out of place as a day pack. For aesthetics, the Ranger's minimalistic styling blends in everywhere. It's clean, understated, nothing screams pickleball bag. I'd give it a 5 for blending in wherever you take it. The Ranger comes in multiple colors: green, navy, white, pink, and charcoal, all with a clean, minimalist style and subtle FORWRD logo. The Flex is engineered to be your only bag for mixed-use days. It adds TSA carry-on compliance and that luggage pass-through strap, bumping it to a 5 for travel. The laptop sleeve, shoe compartment, and toiletry pouch transform it from a sports bag into a legitimate travel bag. The Flex looks a bit more technical and urban, which some people love, but it's slightly less neutral. Call it a 4.5 for aesthetics. The Flex also has a range of colors: midnight black, dune, aqua, volt neon, lava red, with a modern urban design and the ADV logo on the front. I use the Flex as my primary work commute pack, and the Ranger works equally well as an everyday backpack given its size. The difference comes down to intent. The Ranger is a pickleball bag that happens to work well for other uses. The Flex is an everyday bag that happens to be excellent for pickleball. So now let's talk about what all this costs and whether the price difference matters. The Ranger at $175, better with code MPB, delivers exceptional value for the quality, 5 out of 5 for what you're paying. You're getting premium materials, lifetime warranty, thoughtful design, and proven durability. For a straightforward pickleball bag that will last years, it's genuinely hard to beat. FORWRD explicitly created this bag to offer a more affordable premium option, using a ship-flat design to cut costs without sacrificing material quality. The Flex at $225, better with code MPB, is more expensive, yes. And while it's feature-rich, it's harder to call it a pure value play, 5 out of 5 for value. You're paying for those extra features, and whether they're worth $50 to you more depends entirely on what you'll use them for. That laptop sleeve with false bottom protection, expandable shoe section, dual layer construction throughout, 18 compartments, and superior comfort all add up. But you need to be honest about whether you need any of that stuff for your lifestyle. If you're buying a dedicated pickleball bag and nothing more, the Ranger wins on value. If you're replacing an everyday bag, a work bag, and a pickleball bag with one solution, the Flex suddenly looks like a bargain. The pattern in consumer feedback is clear. The Ranger exceeds expectations for its price point, while the Flex delivers on its promise of adaptability. For capacity, the Ranger stays fixed at 25 liters. The Flex expands from 27 to 32 liters when you need it. For paddle storage, both hold 2 to 3 officially, but I fit 6 in the Ranger and 8 plus a laptop in the Flex. The Flex adds thermal lining for better protection. The Court Ranger is ideal for players who want premium quality focused on pickleball. If you appreciate simple organization, prefer a more streamlined bag that doesn't scream sports gear, and value that lifetime warranty, the Ranger delivers exceptional value. It's perfect for the player who carries paddles, balls, water, and some accessories. At $175, it's genuinely hard to beat for dedicated pickleball use and this type of quality. The ADV Flex is built for players whose lives don't fit in neat categories. If you go from work to the court or gym, travel frequently, or just love having a designated spot for every piece of gear, the Flex is engineered for you. The extra $50 buys you genuinely useful additional functionality and better protection. So which one would I choose? Both bags are well built, but if I'm picking one, it's the ADV Flex, and honestly, it's not even that close for me. The Ranger does what it does pretty well. It's a solid, durable pickleball bag at a fair price, but it's pretty one note. It's built for pickleball, and while you can use it for other things, it's not really designed with all of that in mind. The Flex, on the other hand, is a completely different animal. The $50 difference buys you a fundamentally more capable bag. That laptop sleeve with false bottom transforms the Flex from a pickleball bag into a genuine everyday carry bag. You get dual layer construction throughout the entire bag, which is real protection for everything you carry. So if you're budget conscious and genuinely only need a dedicated pickleball bag, the Ranger at $175 is decent value. But if you can swing the extra $50, do it. I think the Flex is absolutely worth it. You're getting more organizational options, significantly better protection for your gear, enhanced comfort, and true everyday functionality. So that's it. That's the FORWRD Court Ranger and ADV Flex review. Links to both bags are in the description. If this comparison was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more gear reviews just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.